pose, sitting up nice and tall, just being aware of how your hips feel right now, how your spine feels right now. And go ahead and shift so that the other leg is in front. Just switch it up. All right, for today's class, you're going to need a blanket or a pillow, a block, strap of some sort, and then we have these fancy Bosus here in class, but you could basically use something that is about 8 inches off of the floor that you can put half of your body weight on. We're going to rest on our backs, place our feet on here, and lift our hips up and down. And so you'll want something that's safe for you and that, again, will support your weight, and you don't want to cause damage, right, to your home or yourself. The Bosu can be used this way too, so it doesn't have to be a surface that rocks side to side and causes that instability, but it could be like this as well. All right, if you happen to have an exercise ball at home, you could use that as well. It would be higher, of course, but it would work similar. Okay, so the first part of class will be nice and vigorous, really engaging those core muscles, the larger muscle groups, and then we'll move into some nice deep stretches of those muscle groups and larger muscle groups and the core. So let's begin in a nice fold just to assess where we are in our flexibility in the legs. And we'll come back to this fold at the very end and see how we feel. So sitting up tall with the legs stretched out in front of you, feet flexed. Go ahead and stretch the arms up, reach those fingertips toward the ceiling, open the knees toward the floor underneath you. Good, and just pour your belly, chest, and then reach your chin toward those feet. And hold on somewhere to your legs, ankles, or feet. Don't worry about needing your strap just yet. Just hold on somewhere to the legs and drop your nose down to your knees. And assess how close your face is to your legs and how close the top of your head is to the top of your feet. Just take a mental note, or make a mental note, take a mental picture in your mind of where you're at right now. Flexing those feet still, opening the backs of the legs super active here. Big inhale, and then exhale, come down a little bit deeper. Inhale, and exhale a little deeper. Inhale, exhale one more time, deepening in. Check that flexibility level. Where is your face relationship in relation to your knees? Where is the crown of your head in relationship to your tops of those feet? Stretch the arms long. Inhale big, come up. Exhale, relax the arms down at your sides. Very nice. Good. Let's come to standing. Come on up. All right, so coming hip width apart. Nobody? No takers? Okay, that's fine. All right, make me look like I'm trying too hard. No, it's okay. It's good. You're listening to your bodies. Arms are shoulder width apart, and you're going to sit it down. Tuck that tailbone. Look at the floor in front of you. Squeeze those knees together without actually bringing them together. Nice deep breathing, pushing the floor away from you. Nice deep breath. The body wants to speed the breath up. You keep it soft but deep at the same time. Inhale, stand it up. Exhale, relax the arms down at your sides. Good. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, sit it down. So the arms are part of this. Biceps are next to the ears. Shoulders are pressed away from those ears. Shoulder blades press down towards your bum. Legs strong. Inhale, stand it up. Exhale, arms down at your sides. Good. Inhale, roll the shoulders up. Exhale, relax them back and down. Inhale, arms up. Good. Keep those shoulders relaxed. Sit it down. Exhale, big. Inhale, big. Exhale, sit a little lower. Inhale. Exhale, lower. Don't move that bottom beyond those knees. Inhale. Exhale, sit a little lower. Good. Inhale, stand up. Exhale, arms down. Good.
Questions?
Yes, question.
You're on the Bosu ball. If we don't want the knee past our toe,
Yes.
should we put our weight because it's wobbly, should we put our weight more to the heel?
It should pretty much always be in the heels.
Yeah. Because
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. When it's wobbly, it makes you shift from front and back.
Oh, right. So
You know
you're
what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. So when you're on the Bosu, yeah, your weight is shifting all around because
Yes.
you're
So,
trying to.
front and back.
Yeah.
So
So
the weight still going back.
you still do want to push your weight into your heels when you're on this, but it is a challenge.
Yes.
Don't get me wrong.
Okay.
But you just have to work toward it.
Okay.
You know,
Got it.
and fire the glutes. When we're doing chair pose, you have to shut off your mind, especially if you're quad dominant. You'll know really quick. Everybody come down with me into chair pose. Have a seat in chair pose. You're gonna know right away, are your quads doing the work right now, or are your glutes doing the work? Which is firing? Is it firing here? Is this where you're feeling it? Or is it here? Is this where you're feeling fire? Okay, stand up. Do you notice? If you're feeling it in your, up here, raise your hand. Yeah? If you feel it in your glutes, raise your hand.
A little bit.
It's because many of us are quad dominant, okay? We have to think, and just for people at home, everybody raise their hand for quads. Nobody raised, oh, did you? Yeah. Okay, nobody raised their hands for glutes. So when you come down, I want you to come down now. All right, arms up, come down. Now, I want you to actually squeeze like you're trying, I know this is weird, but like you're trying to crack a walnut between your butt cheeks, and you'll feel this, the sit bones right back here. You're gonna feel your glutes firing. It's almost uncomfortable, right? But that's how you get that muscle to fire. That's how you build nice, strong glutes that help support you when you're walking and bending and moving and going in functional fitness, right? So you really have to think about it. It took me years after having 3 kids and really wasting that part of my body in terms of stretching it and coming back and stretching. It took me so long to actually mentally, because I kept trying to get that part of my body to a place where I could feel it again and actively use it in a functional way. And I had a trainer finally say, you have to think about it. When you come into your squat, you actually have to think about it and fire it. And that was the first time I actually started to feel it. So if you want that, think about it, okay? Sorry to get on a high horse there, but it makes sense. All right, let's do it one more time. All right, feet hip width apart, arms up. Good, sit it down. All right, good. So make sure your knees are not tracking in front of your toes or pointing out to the sides. Like I said, you want to kind of push them together, but not let them come together. Keep them hip width apart. Biceps next to the ears, back is on a nice diagonal line. Good, fire those glutes. Beautiful. It's almost like you're trying to get energy so that you can spring from the floor like a rocket. Inhale, stand it up. Exhale, down.
Is it normal for your lower back to hurt a little?
Yeah, so the question is it normal for your lower back to hurt? Yes. The reason is because those muscles are underdeveloped. So what happens is once you've given all you've got and your muscles fatigue, your lower back tries to help. Your lower back goes, uh-oh, I'm gonna try to help and support you in this, and this sacral band will start to try to engage all kinds of things like your psoas and your piriformis. All these little tiny muscles will try to help to keep you stationary. You need to come up, okay? Because at that point, you're just gonna get injured if you keep going too far. So once it starts to hurt or take over there, or you can just come up a little. You don't have to come up all the way. Just come a little so that you're still doing the work, but the lower back doesn't hurt. Yeah? Great question. Because we're gonna be doing something on the floor later, that's gonna be the same kind of thing, okay? So yeah, try backing off a little bit, and then, one more guys, sorry. And then you guys are like, she's standing up there again. Okay, arms up, sit it down. Fire those glutes. Heels are where your weight is. People are like, why do you do so much squatting in your yoga classes? And it's because, for one, I like to do squatting because I need to do it for my own self. It's kind of like physical therapy. Like I said, my body's been through a lot with 3 pregnancies, injuries that I've had. And to me, building really strong glutes, it's kind of like having a really strong foundation for your house. So if you have that strong foundation, then everything else is built really nicely. Inhale, stand it up. Exhale, relax it down. Everything else can be built, really nicely and securely on that strong foundation. Okay, so nice work on that. Let's move our BOSUs over to one side of our mat, and your glutes should be feeling it by now. So this would be where, if you're at home, you're going to have a surface that's fairly flat. You could use the bottom of a stair if you want to do that, and we'll start with that. So rest on your backs and place your feet in the center. We're just going to start with a little bit of the harder version, and then you can change. So arms are going to rest up overhead, and remember, if it's too difficult for you, back off, stop, or ask me a question so we can figure out a modification. All right, so go ahead and let's just try this out to begin. We're going to peel the spine away from the floor slowly. Your feet should be in the center of the BOSU, and you're going to know right away if this is for you or not. So come on up into your bridge, and if your feet and legs are shaking, like there's an earthquake underneath them, come back down. Slowly take your time lowering your back down, and switch your BOSU over to the flat side, and then come back up. Take your time lowering the spine down and bringing it back up once you've switched. Heels underneath those knees. So this is a lot of work. We have the heels elevated about 8 inches. We're doing a hip bridge. We are engaging those glutes. I want you to feel that firing of the glutes sensation here. And then walk your feet closer together so that they are right next to one another in the center of your Bosu. And bring the knees as close together as well. Now, take your time as you lift your left leg up and point your toes on the left foot toward the ceiling. Keep pressing your right foot down into your Bosu, right in the center, firing that right glute. Pressing your left big toes toward the ceiling. Now, if your lower back is taking over, you're going to want to back yourself out of this and take a break. You're going to want to change to the other side of the Bosu if you haven't already done that. You're going to want to remove the Bosu altogether if this is just too much for you and you're already on the flat side. All right, drop your left foot down. Place it right back next to your right foot. Knees come as close together as possible. And slowly shift your weight into the left foot and then lift the right leg up. Point your right toes toward the ceiling. You can absolutely do this without any elevation of the legs on the floor. Right toes pointing toward the ceiling. Very nice, everyone. Nice deep breath. Push those hips toward the ceiling. Good. Slowly drop that right foot down next to the left foot. Press those knees slowly together or as close as possible, and slowly let the spine peel or press down toward the floor. One section at a time. Good. Take your feet off of the Bosu, roll over to one side, and press up to sitting. Okay, let's give our bum a break. We're going to work on our upper body a bit. You may use your Bosu or nothing at all. So here's what it'll look like with the Bosu. Or if you're rising up on a surface, you can have your knees underneath your hips and do your tricep push-up. You can drop those knees back. You can move your knees back all the way and lift them up and come down. Whatever works for you, okay? We're going to do 10. So pick a position that will work for you to do 10 really nice solid push-ups. And we're going to keep those elbows within the frame of our mat. All right? Okay. Inhale. Exhale down and up. Down. Inhale up. Down. Inhale up. Down. Inhale up. Good. Down. Inhale up. Down. Inhale up. 4 to go. And up. 3. Up. 2. Up. Plank it out. Last one. And up. Good. Drop your knees down. Walk to the back half of your mat. Go ahead and drop into a pose of the child with the back part of your body, but keep your arms outstretched so you feel the stretch in your triceps. Relax on your forehead. Push the shoulders away from the ears, but keep your palms pressed down into your mat. Stretch those shoulders down toward the floor. Kind of an active pose of the child here. let's do that again. Walk back to all fours. Again, if you're just like, that's enough for me, I'm gonna go back to regular tricep push-ups without any elevation, go for it. We're gonna do 10 more. Pick where your placement is gonna be. Inhale, exhale down, and up, down, and up, down, and up, down, and up, down, and up. Halfway done, awesome work. Down, up, 4 to go, up, 3, up, 2, up, last one, you got it, up, drop those knees, and walk yourself back. Let's go ahead and thread our right hand underneath left shoulder, rest on the right ear, lift the left arm up. If you'd like to, bring your left hand down and around the front of the right hip or thigh. If you're not able to do that, that is fine. Keep your left hand just next to the face, right in front of your left shoulder. Nice deep breathing. Stretch your left arm back up and hand down. Press into that left arm. Slide the right arm out from underneath you. Come back to all fours. Inhale, cow belly, look up. Exhale, round into cat back. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale. And exhale back to a tabletop back. Slide the left arm underneath you. Rest on your left ear. If you need to place a blanket or a bolster underneath you, please place that under that left ear. If you'd like to hook that right hand in front of the left thigh, go for it. Nice deep breathing, everyone. Really stretching in those biceps and shoulders, chest, even a little twist happening in the neck. Release, stretching that right arm up, hand presses down into the floor. Slide the left arm out from underneath you. Both hands underneath shoulders. Go ahead and twist that head and neck around to the left. Look at your left butt cheek and then left heel. Fanning right ribs, come back to center. Inhale, exhale to the right. Inhale, center, exhale, left. Inhale, center. Exhale, right. Inhale, center. Left. Exhale. Inhale, center. All right, last set of these, and then we'll do some really specific tricep stretches. All right, we're gonna do 12 of these, all right? Really knock it out. Get ready. Inhale. Exhale, down and up. Down and up. 10 to go. Down, up, down, up. Push that floor away from you and up. Down, up, down, up. 5 more. Up, 4, up, 3, good, 2, last one. Awesome work. Come to those knees and then have a seated position. Grab your strap. Very nice. All right, right arm is going to come up first. Drop that right hand down the back body. Left arm is going to come from behind and hold on to the strap. Walk the hands together. We'll show you from the side what that looks like. Spine is nice and long. Try not to drop the chin into the chest. Keep the spine long, crown of the head reaching up toward the ceiling. Chest open, shoulders relaxed away from the ears. Close the eyes and do your best to return the breath and the heart rate back to a natural pace. You're in control of the body. Close your eyes and tell it where you want to go right now. On that stretch in the right tricep, feeling that muscle elongating, lengthening. See if you're holding tension in the jaw, the face, the toes, or perhaps even your fingertips. Of course, your hands need to be clenched a bit. But wherever you don't need any stress, try to release it here. All right, go ahead and release your strap. Bring those hands back to the front of your body and shake them out. Nice work, everyone. Other hand, hold on to the strap. Drop your hand down the back body. Right hand is going to come behind you and hold on. Sit up tall, chest is lifted, shoulders are back and down. Left elbow up next to your left ear. Try not to drop the chin into the chest. I know, I'm sorry. I feel like I'm always picking on you in this one. Spine is long. Relax your knees. Body is much more relaxed now. Breath is softer. Feel that stretch isolated in the left tricep. Release your strap. Let those hands come back to the front. Shake the arms out, hands out. Beautiful. Okay, you can get your elevated serpents out of the way. And have your block blanket strap nearby as you come resting on your mat. with your knees. Take your hands, place one on top of the other, just at the bottom of the head and the top of the neck. We try not to interlace those fingers, just so that you are supporting the head gently and not pulling too hard on the neck. And then I would like you to straighten your legs so that the toes are gently pointing toward the ceiling, but not like a ballet dancer, just gently pointing in that general direction. Now, if that's too difficult for you, you can bend your knees and keep your knees bent throughout this exercise. Go ahead and lift the back of the head off of the floor and tuck your chin into your chest. Good. Take your right hand and try to reach up and touch the left side of your left foot. Bring your hand right back to the base of the skull, and then bring your left hand to the right side of your right foot. Come back to center. Each time you come back to center, lower your back down to the floor, especially the lower back. Right hand to the outside of left foot, lower your back down. Good, keep it going. So it's okay if that lower back comes off the floor a little. That's fine. Now, if this is too intense for you, then you can rest your head and neck on the floor. If you're feeling any pain in the head and neck, you can rest your head and neck on the floor and do this movement without your head and neck being lifted. You can bend your knees and just reach to the side of your calves or shins with your hands. All right. You're feeling this in those obliques. Lifting as much of your shoulder blade off the floor as possible. Ideally, trying not to lift too much of the lower back off the floor. But if you do, make sure you return it back down when you bring both hands to the back of the head. It's an inhale when everything's back to center, and exhale off to the side. Very nice, everyone. Close your eyes. Focus on the muscles in your body that are firing. They say that you get 25% more work done in the muscles, more of an effective workout if you're actually consciously thinking about what you're doing and what you're trying to achieve while you're doing it. That's a big number. So instead of spacing out and going somewhere else, think about how you're shaping your body like a sculptor. Even if you're not seeing it physically on the outside, on the inside, you are becoming stronger and healthier. And it is a beautiful and wonderful thing. You're adding days, weeks, months, perhaps even years to your life right now. Total, so 5 on each side. Three, two, 1, and 1. Drop your feet down. Stretch your legs out. Relax the back of your head on the floor. Rest in corpse pose for just a moment. Let the feet fall away from one another. The back of the head just relaxes. Shoulders melting into the ground. Fully supported by the have it between the knees up high like this, where it could fall and hurt us. We want to have it nice and secure between the inner thighs, so we're going to be engaging the inner thighs as we work on our abs. Okay? Now, if you have any lower back issues, or your lower back at this point is like, I'm done with you, I've had enough, I need some support, then take your blanket and give yourself a nice little ridge of support, just a little tiny ridge placed underneath the lower back so that you have some support there. If you need to pop your head up and look at what I just did, go for it. All right, this would be in place of taking your hands and placing your thumbs kind of underneath those hips so that you had that support. Now we're gonna take our hands, right hand behind the right side of the back of the head, left hand behind the back of the left side of the head, and we're going to do our obliques side to side. Okay, so this would be like what we do when we have the ball between our legs and we're trying to use our elbow to switch and keep it in between the knees and legs. But instead, because we grabbed heavy blocks, we're just gonna keep our heavy blocks between those thighs and squeeze there, making this dynamic, engaging those inner thighs. And remember, inhale, center. Exhale to the side. Inhale, center. Exhale to the side. That's how slowly you're moving here. Why do we go that slow? Because it works better that way. Yes, it's harder that way, but it works better. Inhale, center. Exhale, side. Inhale, center. Keep it going. Close your eyes. Think about those upper and side abdominals. really push down with your forearms, elbows, and the palms of the hands. Fingertips should be pointed, middle fingertips should be pointed to the short end of your mat. Palms pressing down. Firmly. Relax in your buttocks. Relax in the legs. Feel the stretch in the front of the belly, through the ribs, hopefully even up into the chest. Open the throat a little more, press the shoulders down a little deeper. Out to the sides and bring yourself to all fours. Don't worry, I didn't forget about your glutes. We'll come into a 2.5 minute pigeon on each side. So from all fours, slide your right knee forward, left knee back. Wiggle that heel forward or place a blanket under the left hip or right butt cheek, whatever modifications you need for your pigeon today. And then work your upper body forward. Stacking on a blanket, a block. You can even use your bolster now if you need it, whatever you need to stretch in that right glute. way we began. This time, let's do have our strap to use for it. Flex your feet, sit up tall. Legs nice and active. Lift the arms up, but relax the shoulders down. Belly comes down first, then reach the chest and chin over your legs. Place your strap along the soles of the feet at the arches and drop your nose down toward the legs and reach the crown of your head toward the top of your feet. Take that mental image of where you're at now compared to when we began class today. See if there's any change for good or bad without any judgment. Come down a little deeper if you're able to, just seeing if you can release any last bits of tension or tightness in those legs. If you'd like to release your strap and just come a little deeper into your fold, go for it. Stretch your arms long and inhale. With joy, lift up to a seated position with the arms raised. Exhale, slowly bringing the arms down. Good. And rest on your back for final relaxation. I know the room is super warm, but once you get on the floor and your heart is level with your head, you might get cool fairly fast. So consider covering up or layering good clothes and socks and what have you. aware of your body resting on the floor. Go ahead and wiggle your fingers and toes. Roll over to one side. When you're ready, come up to sitting. Nice work, everyone. I will see you next time. Until then, namaste.